The rap industry is teeming with narratives of various types. The story of Gucci Mane and Yo Gotti is a classic example of buddies turning into enemies. Gucci Mane and Gotti established their names by collaborating, but after a single incident, Gotti believes Gucci Mane should avoid him at all times. Yo Gotti and Gucci Mane collaborated on their earliest mixtapes, even before they attained the kingpin stature that they could have today. They were asserting their claim in the music industry, and G&G marked the beginning of a prolific output of mixtapes, albums, and songs from the two. Gucci and Gotti was the most popular mixtape among their fans. Hello everyone, and welcome to another video. Today, we'll be looking at how Yo Gotti revealed why Gucci Mane should always stay away from him. Yeah, you heard it right. So, let's start our video. This one comment caused Yo Gotti and Gucci Mane's relationship to transform in an unfavorable way. Due to the fact that these two rappers are not directly competing with one another, some think that their dispute shouldn't be labeled as beef. Gucci and Gotti returned in 2012 with numerous activities and plans for the entire year, and they were financially sound. Nevertheless, in October 2012, an occurrence transpired that marked the turning point. Those who are familiar with Gucci Mane and his record company are certainly aware of October's significance. Not only is his label called 1017, but all the artists, including Gucci Mane, released their projects on the exact same date. Yo Gotti was aware of this fact at the time, thus, on October 17th, he released two new mixtapes. Yo Gotti chose to release the song The World Is Yours CM7 on the same day that Gucci launched his album Trap God. Perspectives on what transpired that day are wildly divergent. Yo Gotti sincerely believed that releasing music on the same day would result in a win-win situation. However, Gucci Mane disagreed. This, according to Gucci Mane, was a poor decision. By releasing his mixtape on 1017, Yo Gotti intended to ride the wave. Because of this, he continued by stating that his primary complaint was that they released the mixtape on 1017 and attempted to ride his wave. Why would you dump it if you ain't no 10 something? Gucci said. When I inquired as to why he did so, he replied, "Because I had no knowledge you were dropping on the same day." Thus, I instantly lost all respect for him. Gucci Mane supporters left a few remarks in his favor. Gucci Mane also dissed Gotti on his tune, Birds of a Feather, with the words, "I'm with Rocco because he's a hustling mother, and you know I'm with Waka because he's crazy, and you know a Scooby-Doo." Gotti added that all of Gucci's associates were nice to him at the time, and he knew that Gucci Mane was in the studio recording the song prior to the release because of them. Then, Gotti held an interview with K97 FM DJ Devin Steele. "It's not a peculiar circumstance that I create my own music before keeping up with what others are doing. First of all, I'm not frightened to see when you drop, so it came down to me and my friend dropping on the same day without our knowledge. Despite the fact that he's meant to be my homeboy, I quickly dialed his number thinking, oh man, we're gonna hang out, but he's neither phoned me back nor answered." Gotti went on to express his disappointment that someone he considered not only a music partner, but also a brother would do such a thing. He said, "I'm more disappointed than anything else. I heard about the album last night, but I have yet to listen to it." Gotti claims that he lacks the time or inclination to track release dates, but he reached out to Gucci when he saw both albums were being released on the same day. Gucci was no longer a straightforward gentleman, and he buried his friend's reputation with that diss track. I will concede that the situation as a whole is quite complex. Both Gucci and Gotti committed errors and were not on the same page with one another. The fact that they simultaneously released songs was merely the beginning of the issue. Jeezy and T.I., rappers who Gucci dissed heavily, dropped a remix of Gotti's song I Got That Sack. And if you don't know it yet, Jeezy went as far as setting Gucci up in the apartment of one of Gucci's female friends and jumped him, and he was caught completely off guard by 5 guys, and he barely made it out alive. After you go through something like that, you can't let it slide. Fans also found that to be an extremely disrespectful move from Gotti. Not only did he collaborate with Young Dolph, Gotti's nemesis, on multiple tracks, but he also regarded him as one of his closest friends. It is suspected that Gotti was heavily involved in a number of hits against Young, including the final fatal one. Some believe that if Gucci did not have health issues, the dispute between the two parties would have been resolved or may have not existed. Problems between Gucci and Gotti were certainly kept alive longer than necessary due to Gucci's excessive use of lean. Gucci even launched a diatribe on Gotti at one point. Clearly, Yo Gotti was involved in his and Gucci's relationship. Mane has never been exactly the same since 2012. Unfortunately for Gucci and Gotti's ardent followers, they appear to have cut all ties, making a reunion unlikely. As a music enthusiast, I believe that a Gucci and Gotti collaboration would be fantastic for hip-hop. Gucci and Gotti must therefore set aside their disagreements and restore hip-hop to its 2012 grandeur. Do you believe they'll reconcile and find a way to produce music once more? Also, do you believe that Gucci Mane overreacted to Yo Gotti's mixtape release on the same day as his own? And that's all for today's video. What are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments section down below. See you in the following video with some more of the latest updates, and until then, stay tuned.